Right. Now, let us move on to the story. So, how to include scripting within the Visualforce page? So, basically, what is the purpose of script? To have client-side interaction. Right. Last people, I cannot increase the mic. We are not supposed to run the classes today. I cannot increase the mics. Come forward. Now, the point is, why you want to go for a client-side scripting? The reason, we want the action to be performed quicker. We don't want every time the server to interact. We don't want every time the server to interact. If you try to avoid server-side interaction, the performance of the page will be faster. Now, every time I don't want to go to the server, verify the logic, then run the operation. I don't want to go to the server, verify the logic, run the operation. I want everything to be performed on the client side. If you want everything to be performed on the client side, then we require scripting. Then if you require scripting. Then if you require a scripting, what are the different? Any scripting language that is supported by the browser, will also be supported by the Visualforce. Then how do you write the scripting code? If you want to write a script, it should be script. Any scripting code you are supposed to run, any scripting code you want to run, that should be within the script tag. Any scripting tag, any script code you want to write, that should be within the script tag. Script open, script closed. Here, suppose I am giving console dot. Now, console.log. In the system.debug, we are going to use in the development. What is the purpose of system.debug? It is for testing. What is the purpose of system.debug? It's for testing. When you want to write a test statement, whether logic is running properly or not. Okay, as a part of unit testing, you write system.debug. Go to the log file and check it. Similarly, in the scripting, the testing format will happen with the console.log. When I say console.log, it prints the message on the log file. Inspect console. What is the message here? Testing. Are you getting my message here? It is a testing. So console.log is for printing the message in the log file. Console.log is the message which you are printing in the log file. Okay. Now go back to the story. When the scripting will be called, whenever event occurs, scripting will be called. When I click on a button, when I change the value, when you focus the value, when you keep the cursor, when you move the cursor, these type of things. So whenever an event occurs, we want whenever the event occurs, we want the scripting function to be called. Right. Now, what type of events are there? Key events are there, mouse events are there, okay, on load, on focus, okay, on blur, on change, on click, on double click. This type of events are there. Now, how you define the actions? Look at the point. I have Apex. Apex command button, value equal to submit. Apex command button, value equal to submit. On click. So when the click happens, we are calling a function called show. On click, show. Whenever the click happens, we are calling a function called show. On click, show. But the point here is, what is a show? It is a function. How you define a function in JavaScript? Look at the function. This is how we write the function. Function show. Suppose I want to give here console dot now I am creating one more button. Then we are calling invoke function. How you define it? Function. Now generally when you are defining any variables, how you define? With data type comma when you're defining, what we are getting here was we are giving data type variable, data type variable, data type variable. We are giving data type variable. We are giving data type variable. Okay, data type variable. Now in the JavaScript, we wrote a function show invoke Satish. Preview. Submit. Both of them are same. Look at the point. Now page is reloading here. To show it better, I'll do one thing. Alert. Submit. This is show. Cancel. Name is Satish. So alert is what? Pop-up message. So when you click on the button, some event is fired. When you click on the button, on click, we want to call show function. 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 On click, show function. On click, invoke. Function with parameter, function without parameter. Okay. Then how you define the variables in the function? Var name. All the data types where name equal to Satish. Now how you defined here? Where name, where age. So all the variables here are defined as where. All the variables here are defined as where. Now there is no data type. All the data types here are defined as where. All the data types are defined as what? Where. Generally we give integer age, okay, string name, string city, like this we have. But here we are going to take all the variable with the name of where. There's all the variables with all the data types will be defined as where here. All the variables with all the data types are referred as what? Where. All the variables with all the data types are referred as what? Where. Where name, where age, where city. Is that was clear for everyone? Okay. Where name, where age, where city. Okay. Let us move on to the next story. Okay. Right. Actually, right. Let me continue the session. For 320, I will, if anybody 320 people just convey, I will take one more session for them. Okay, right. Chalo. Okay. So what was the structure here? Function, call me. We are taking a name H. All the variables are defined as what? Var. All the variables are defined as var. So when the event occurs, we are calling a function. The function will be invoking and doing the necessary logic for you. Now, what is our requirement?
Satish,
Yes, sir.
sorry for the interruption. Is this session is being recorded?
Yes, sir.
Because I need to, like, I just shifted to Pune, so I'm going somewhere, so I can see the videos later.
And asking about all these things. You can ask at the end, right? Okay, we'll discuss this at
Thank you.
the middle of the class. We're interrupting it. Right. Now, look at the point. Var name, var age. Now, let us take this story. Let us take this story. Now, when you go with this, I want a page. The data in the VF page, I want to read. The data in the page, I want to read, and I want to capture to the script. Whatever the data you enter in the VF page, I want to read through the script, and I want to upload it. Okay. I want to perform some action. So how you read the data and how you upload the information? Let us move on to the story. Look at the story. I was taking fx form, enter name, or else I'll give. Page block section. Page block. This is how we got it. So we are taking this data. We are taking this data. We are taking this data. Whatever the data we entered in the form, I want to read this data. When you should read it? When you click on the button. So I'm going to give fx submit. Else I'll give on complete. Function show. Currently, we are running the function called show. When you are running the function called show, how to read the data? Currently, we are running the function called show. Now, what is it? Var name equal to document dot element document dot get element by id. Document dot get element by id. JavaScript is a case sensitive. JavaScript doesn't have any compiler. It's an interpreter. Like your Apex program, if you save it, any syntax error is there, it will not throw any message. only at the time of running the program. If any error is there, output will not come. It will not tell you what the error is. It is not a compiled language, it's a interpreted language. JavaScript is platform independent, JavaScript is language independent, JavaScript is JavaScript is case sensitive, JavaScript doesn't have compiler, JavaScript has only interpreter. JavaScript has only interpreter. Now var name document.getElement by id. Here I had page form, page block section, document.getElement by id, page form, page block section item name. In the page we have a form, in the form we have a page block, in the page block we have a page block section, in the page block section we have a page block section item, in the page block section item we have a. Now how do you read the age? Document.get this is how we got it. Now I want to print it. Alert. Now we are trying to read the data. Have a preview. Submit. When you submit it, now we saved the program according to our story. We saved the program according to our story. There are no errors, right? Because JavaScript is a interpreted language. It is not giving an error message. There is no ID called. This is not giving any error message here. It was supposed to give an error message, but it's not giving any error message here. Now syntactically there is something wrong. But it's not giving that error message. But while I'm running, it's not showing the output. Now it's a JavaScript doesn't have a compiler, because of which debugging is very complex for us. Right. So go back to the story again. Still the same story running. Okay. Look at the story. What was that? On complete, show. What is the ID? Page, form, page block section item 1. Similarly, page block section item 2. Dot value. You are getting?
Check line number 6, sir. Line number 6.
Result name plus age extra floor bracket. Yeah. Thank you. So go back to the story. Submitted. We're getting the name Satish is. Now, why did you face this issue? If you go with the Apex programming or Visualforce, if you save it, it immediately shows line number 1 unexpected token, line number 2 semicolon missing, because those languages have a compiler. So when you save the program will be compiled, then we are going to get the result. But when you go to the JavaScript is not a compiled language, it is an interpreted language. That means line by line it will take. While running the line, it will check any errors are there or not. Compiler means before, at the time of saving only, it compiles everything, throw you all the group of errors which are occurring. But whereas the interpreter, at the time of running the line number 1, okay, check the errors, run it. Line number 2, run it, find the errors. Line number 3, okay, run it, find the errors. So every line it is going to run. When it is running, it is going to throw the error messages. It is not going to throw error message. It will just, okay, it is just don't behave as per the desired format. Are you getting? Now previously it didn't throw any error message. Now output is not coming. This output is not coming. Then what happened? I just gone through everything. Somebody told that extra functionality is there. Otherwise, what should I do? I started verifying entire page. Is there any mistake with IDs? Is there any mistake with the IDs? Is there any mistake with the format? Because we had the problem because it doesn't have any component. Then how do you read the values from the VF page? We read the values from the VF page with the help of document dot get element by ID, document dot get element by ID, page form document dot get element by ID. Okay, page form. Okay, page block section item name. The complete structure I give. But every time I cannot give like this. Now, if I have a page of 1000 lines, I cannot give the complete structure like this. Then what is the solution? If I have a page of 1000 lines, I cannot go through this. Then what is the solution I have? Go back to the story. Setup. Then I have this. We got. Now what I'm doing, script I can write anywhere. I'm writing the script here. Instead of running the script there, I'm running the script here. What I was doing, now this is the way you're getting. Then how do you read the value? Look at the point where name equal to document dot get by ID, component dot what is the component we had? PBS I1 now wherever I am from that location I was trying to get the data. Right? So it is not necessary that the script has to be always at one location. Now it depends upon your requirement. On the top you can put a script and read the data. Now wherever the script is kept, from that path, remaining path we can give it. Wherever we read the script, from that location we can give the remaining path. Wherever we give the script, from that position we can give the remaining elements. From that position we can give the remaining elements. Right. I hope you are good with this. Clear for everyone? Right. Now, let us move on to the next story. People just try to create this page from your end. One quick example, we'll see. Okay, this is my requirement. Now when I click on it, set the result, read the value, set the result. Now let me create the same story. Right. This is how we are getting it. Now I want to read the value, I want to set the value. I want to read the value, I want to set the value. So I am putting this data within the section. Then I need to give a button here. Command button, submit. Right. Now let us move on to the story. We give function component dot component. So extra line came. Where was that? Apex. No. Document dot get element by ID. Line number. Okay. Now we have taken here component dot. We are supposed to set the value. So let me read. Percent a value, percent b value, percent a value, percent b value, percent a value, percent b value. Now let us look at the story. Percent a value, percent b value. Then component dot set now what I was doing here. Look at the story. We have taken a value, document dot get element by id, document dot get element by id, component dot page block section item 1 dot a value, component dot page block section item 2 dot b value. We are reading the value of a and b, parsing the data, then we are trying to set the data. Reading the value of a and b, parsing the data, then setting the data. Reading the value of a and b, parsing the data, then setting the data. Reading the value of a and b, parsing the data, setting the data. Okay. We'll go back to the story again. Right. What was the issue here? Columns equal to so go back to the story, see it. Now, again there is a bug. What is the story now? Look at the bugs here, spelling mistakes, anything? Right. Any issues with this? Let us check out the code. Any issues? Right. Check out the story. Come again, Amma. Line number 11. This should be document dot, right? Sorry. Document dot get. Right. That's a lightning code. The lightning rate component dot set. Okay. Yeah. Now, still the same story going on. LEMENT. Document dot element. Anywhere else? Line number. Document component dot PBS is okay. Dot result dot value. Okay, let us check out. So the alternate way of doing this is I need to write a console. If you write a console, we'll be able to find out the issue. Now here, so more than the logic, it is what? Checking the case sensitive, small capital, okay, checking the grammar mistakes. This is more than writing the logic here. So we wrote the logic within 2 minutes, but checking the mistakes has become more because again I told. Right. Right, Amma. Now let us move on to the next story. What is the next story we had? We want to take the data. Same data, if it is output label, it is the input we have taken. If you want to take the same data as output, look at the story. Apex. component dot. Then if you want to print like output, it should be taken as what? Inner HTML. If you want to print like output, it should be what? Inner HTML. You want to take like a value, dot value. It will read, it will set. You want to print a output, like output you want to set it. If you want to put it like output, so we need to give dot inner HTML. Dot inner HTML is for printing the labels. So let me run it. Right, it's for label, printing the labels. It is what? Inner HTML. Labels are for inner HTML. Labels are for inner HTML. Labels, inner HTML. Labels, inner HTML. I hope you're good with this story. Labels, inner HTML. I hope you're good with this story. So let us go with the next part of the story. Now, see, it is a single block. We are able to read it very easily. What if you have a group of elements, group of records? It's a name dot age dot value. What if I have the statement in a different style? So let me take example. Let me take an example. Try to understand this concept carefully. I'll try to take one wrapper class first. Publishing. Public. First, let me show you the output screen. Then you understand what exactly we are trying to convey. Now, we have a group of elements. These elements I was trying to display in the VF page. Now, I'm going with page block. Page block section. Or else I can straight away go with the page block table. value equal to id equal to value equal to a dot. Name, quantity. Now it is not a single element, right? We have a group of elements now. First, this is how we got the story. Now go to the concept. Now look at the UI. I'll explain the requirement now. This is what we got. Now I'm going to enter phone price 1002. Automatically it has to populate 2000. Now when you have a group of elements, how do you recognize the particular row? Previously you have only one row, so name, price, quantity it came. Now we have a group of elements. In that group of elements, if I make a change on this price has to change. If I make a change here, it has to automatically changes 8000. Then how do they recognize the records? How do they recognize the row? Now previously only name, directly name, phone, directly phone, age, directly age. Now we have a group of records. In that group of record, how do you recognize row wise? How do you recognize row wise? There is a concept here. Because generally it is the invoice pages, right? When you enter change the quantity or price, calculation should automatically happen. Right. How do you recognize? This is my requirement. Is the requirement is clear? Now let us move on to the story. Okay. Listen carefully, Amma. This will be a very helpful scenario in most of the cases. Okay. Now I'm changing on change. Whenever the pair changes, on change. Whenever the quantity changes. Now I'm saying pass this. Okay. First I'll pass this and show you. Now I'm giving it alert. You're not getting. So I'm moving out this dot. The ID for it? Okay.
Uh,
1 minute, Amma.
function name is called.
Okay. I was busy in complete this example. Fine. First, let me show this and give it. Either this or this dot function, any one will work. Object HTML input element. So I will give this dot. Okay. Now look at the story. What is the ID we got here? Copied this ID. Observe the ID carefully. You understand the concept. Page, form, page block table, row number 0. page block, right? So what was that? Till here everything is same, right? This is giving a row number. So if you know that, if you can split this row number separately, I know which row I select. Okay. Now look at this. Even if it is a quantity also, the first story is same, right? Only row number followed by which one you want to refer. So I want to split it. How can you split this? If you look at this, how they are separated by colon. How they are separated by colon. So what I'm doing, we gave this. Now look at this. Now they are not coming with colon, they are coming as separated values. They are coming as separated values. So this is at 0 position. 1, 2. At 4th position, what we have? Row number. At 4th position, what we have? Row number. So what I'm doing? Split it and give it in the form of array. Now I'm giving alert row of 4. When I say alert rows of 4, go back to the story. Row number 3. Row number 0. Right, Amma? I'm able to get the row number. So once you get the row number, what I can do? I can read the value of quantity. I can read the value of price. I can read the value of total. So I got the row number. Now go back. That document get. Oh, I removed that. Page, form, page block, plus rows of 4. If you know the row number, remaining we can read it. Total equal to when you give document dot get element by ID, look at the story. Because you know the row number, whenever you call this function, getting the value of font, getting the value of price, calculating the total, setting the total. Now go back to the story. Now what is happening? You made a sum. Right. So here I am going to take initially what is the value of, what is the value? What is the value we have to take? Here we need to take. If font we can write a condition. If they are null, don't calculate. Any one of the values is null, don't calculate. Both of them are entered, then only calculate. I can give it. Okay. So go back to the story. This scenario will be very helpful to you in building the order pages, invoice pages. So the moment you start modifying it, auto calculation. Right. So what is the concept I applied here? What is the concept I applied here? First I found the row number. If I know the row number, in that row price, in that row quantity. Is that was clear? People followed the story. Followed the story here, right? People are good with this. So that's all from my end for the day. We'll continue and tomorrow